Maxillary first molar buccolingual section. You can see this in figure 13.13a and d. The buccolingual section of the maxillary first molar in figure 13.13 shows the pulp cavities of the mesiobuccal and palatal root. These roots were chosen to demonstrate the pulp cavity anatomy because of the complexity of the mesiobuccal root. The distobuccal root is brighter and smaller and presents fewer variations in shape. The entire removal of the pulp is impossible in many maxillary first molar teeth because of the complexities of the root canal system. You can appreciate this in figure 13.7. This is the figure 13.7. The maxillary first molar usually has 3 roots and 3 canals. The palatal root usually has the largest dimensions, followed by the mesiobuccal and distobuccal roots respectively. The mesiobuccal root is often very wide buccolingually and usually possesses an accessory canal commonly called MB2, which usually is the smallest of all the canals in this tooth. The pulp horns are usually prominent in this tooth. You can see this in figure 13.13 A1 and 4 through 8, D10 through 13 and 15 through 18. The pulp chamber is somewhat rectangular, excluding the pulp horns, when viewed from the mesial aspect of the tooth. The palatal root usually has the largest canal. You can see this in figure 13.13 A1, 2, 3, 5 and 6, D10, 15, 17 and 18. The mesiobuccal canal is often very small. You can see this in figure 13.13 A2 and 6, D10, 14 and 17. But some mesiobuccal canals may be very wide within a very wide root. You can see this in figure 13.13 A9, D12 and 13. The presence of an unmarked MB2 is strongly suggested. The presence of an unmarked MB2 is strongly suggested when the root canal appears to be off to one side. We can see this in figure 13.13 A2, 6, A2, 6 and 8, D10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 17 and 18. The root canals of the wide mesiobuccal roots are widest at the mid-root level and taper to a very fine diameter at the apical foramen. The palatal root canal and the mesiobuccal root canal of most teeth taper gently to the apical region, where they terminate at or near the apex. The apical foramen of the palatal canal may appear to exit at the apex. You can see this in figure 13.13 A1 and 4 to 9, D11 through 17, slightly lingually. You can see this in figure 13.13 A2, D10 or buccally to root tip. You can see this in figure 13.13 A3, D18. The apical foramen of the mesiobuccal canal may appear to exit on the tip of the root. You can see in the figure 13.13 A 2 through 5, 2 through 5, 7, 8 and 9, D10, 12, 13, 17 and 18 are on the buccal. You can see this in figure 13.13 A1 and 6, D14 and 15 are lingual. You can see this in figure 13.13. D16 aspect of the root. Mesiobuccal section. You can see this in figure 13.13 B and E. Right, the mesiobuccal section of the maxillary first molar includes the distobuccal root. The mesiobuccal section of the maxillary first molar includes the distobuccal root, right, which was not visible on the previously mentioned buccolingual section, where the mesiobuccal root and palatal root is visible. The mesiobuccal root has a greater tendency to possess a more curved root and canal than distobuccal root. You can see this in figure 13.13 B1 through 8, E12, 14 and 15. Some of the buccal canals are relatively straight. You can see this in figure 13.13 E10, 11 and 13. The pulp horns are very distinct from this view, with the mesiobuccal pulp horn usually appearing a little larger than the distobuccal pulp horn. See the figure 13.13 B1 and 3 through 9, E10 through 13 and 15 through 18. In some teeth, the pulp horns are of equal size. You can see this in figure 13.13 B2 E14. The pulp chamber is somewhat square if the pulp horns are excluded when viewed from the buccal aspect. The demarcation of the root canal is much more distinct in the mesiodistal section. The root canals appear much smaller when viewed from the buccal or lingual aspect. The canals taper slightly as they approach the apical foramen. The apical foramen often appears to be located at the tip of the root. This is evident in figure 13.13 B1 through 7 and 9, E11, 14, 16 and 18. But the apical foramen may appear to be located on the mesial, figure 13.13 E10 and 17, mesial root only, or on the distal aspect of the root. You can see this in figure 13.13 E8, E12 and 13, distal root only.